Welcome back to JLTV and Stand With Us. I'm Roz Rothstein, and here we are with Kay Wilson, miraculously, who survived a terror attack in Israel, a terrible one where her friend was murdered. And we're talking about your survival. And also, I want to take you back, if you can, go to the trial. How long after the attack did the trial take place?
It was about 10 months.
I see.
Okay, but in the trial, first of all, there was a confession, there was forensic evidence, and they were proud. They were proud of it. The trial was interesting, to put it as an understatement. I mean, it was in Jerusalem's regional court, and Israel is very informal. You know, you expect these wood-paneled places and judges in stupid white wigs, and it just doesn't happen. You walk into a tiny little room, plastic chairs, and Christine Lucan's parents had flown over, and Netta Blatzorek's parents were there too, and it's such a claustrophobic room, and I thought I couldn't bear the survivor's guilt at the time, you know, with Christine's parents, who never blamed me. They were amazing. And Netta's parents, I identified more with their grief. And so the only place I could look, and I chose to look, were at the people who tried to murder me, and they were sitting maybe 15 feet away.
Wow. So what went through your mind as you were staring at them?
Well,
knowing they were proud of what they did.
Mixture of emotions, just like the day in the forest. I wasn't scared to see them, okay? First of all, I was confounded, as I said, with the, how can two people do this? And one of them sneezed, and it made him so human. And that's also what got me questioning, like, human beings can do this to other people? So there was the bewilderment. It's like the banality of evil with Eichmann, that quote from that journalist. And then there was, and all this is overlapping, Roz. It wasn't, you know, chronological. And then there was moments of rage, like, rage from my point of view, which I think was completely legitimate and understandable. But over the course of the hearings, I mean, I've been so desperate, so desperate. It's been very, very difficult, the whole thing. And there was a point where the rage and the hatred in me was so huge, and all I could do is say, God, please, I don't want to be in another terror attack. You know, I don't want to be a victim of my own rage. And over the course of time, I don't forgive. Let's put this in proportion. I do not forgive. I feel it would be immoral to forgive. They have not asked for forgiveness. It's not just mine to forgive. I hope they stay in prison. But with that, I understood, for me, I have to let it go. They are where they should be, and an ethical, healthy, righteous, human and Jewish response is to choose life and to live life well. And that's a daily choice. And I don't always feel like it. You know, I have terrible days, but I have to choose life. So I'm trying to develop like a grateful heart. I say modani lefanecha, not just once a day. I mean, and these are beautiful words and very meaningful. So by cultivating a thankful heart and not trying to make sense out of the senseless, you know, just accepting what is.
Well, I can certainly understand your being grateful for being alive, and I can't, you know, none of us can touch that. None of us that have not been attacked and almost in this kind of life and death situation. So you really stand alone with that, but you must, I mean, I can only imagine that you would feel so grateful to be here today, to be visiting campuses and high schools and being able to tell your story, which is a legacy to your friend also.
Look, it's important. I mean, it is a legacy, and I see it as a mitzvah. I was the only witness, and you know, in our religion and culture, to be a witness is absolutely vital. Look, I want to be positive, but it's a double-edged sword. Probably that's the wrong metaphor in my case, but yes, I am thankful, but I'm living with the miracle, like the medical miracle that I'm alive, and I'm living with the agony. I mean, to watch somebody chopped up, this this is like holy ground. You know, this demolishes somebody's innocence. So it's this and it's that.
Are you able to find joy? Is it hard for you?
No, I find a lot of joy. I mean, I'm super attentive and aware more of life. I mean, I find joy and contentment in the smallest of things. Like this conversation, it's the best conversation I've ever had, because it might be my last one, and I certainly didn't expect it to be even here talking with you. But with that, the idea, I mean, I'm in pain every time I breathe, physical, and I'm in psychological pain. The trauma is extensive, all right, but it's like if you know your losses and you know your pain, it puts perspective on how blessed, really, and fortunate I am.
You mentioned before about J Street. You said that it's really hard for you to believe that when they make their presentations and their whole focus and their whole mission statement, they don't discuss this very issue of the way that Palestinian children are brought up to hate, and all the terrorism and Hamas and all that stuff. The other side, they really do blame Israel a lot.
Yes.
You mentioned that too. Is there anything else?
Well, first of all, I mean, I'm not a politician. I'm just bewildered why they don't do it. Secondly, the people who murdered an American citizen are being paid a stipend by the Palestinian Authority, a little execution stipend. They're getting thousands of dollars every month for sitting in prison. That is not addressed by J Street. Okay,
the Palestinian Prisoners Club.
Yeah,
we know it
Murder
well.
Club. Murder Club. And nothing like this is addressed. And I feel it's an affront to your fellow American citizens. It's certainly a smear on my slaughtered back. And I would like to see them address the incitement in the Palestinian Authority and the Hamas.
And the fact that our tax dollars are paying people like your murderers, your attackers rather, to be in prison. So we have one more segment when we get back, and we're going to take a break for a commercial. And you're just an amazing person. I mean, I just feel like I'm in awe of you and your survival and your attitude. So we'll hear more from Kay when we get back. Don't leave us.